I was struggling to walk out or to walk when I woke up. I was struggling to walk. I remember trying to walk to the kitchen to do the dishes, and I managed to force myself to do the dishes, but I was literally leaning against the wall and the sink in order just to finish doing these dishes. And just the journey from the kitchen to the lounge, which was just hard, you know. So so most of the day I sat on the sofa and watched TV. In terms of feeling unwell, I think I was a bit confused. I kept saying to my husband, I feel a bit funny, I feel very strange, I feel funny. I don't know what's going on. So I spent the whole day Googling. I was on my phone, sitting on the sofa on my phone, um, you know, Googling. And I didn't know what was going on. And I remember in the afternoon of that Sunday afternoon, I said to my husband, I think I might have sepsis. Have you had anything called sepsis? I don't remember his answer. I said, from what I'm googling online, I think I'm exhibiting symptoms of the sepsis. But then, I was also in denial because he said it's a medical emergency. A lot of people survive that. And in my head, I'm thinking, no, I'm still full of life. I can't be going through the sepsis that they're talking about. But the symptoms, I think that I was exhibiting were those of sepsis. I did mention that on the Sunday afternoon. So I continued to drink the antibiotics as prescribed, as instructed. And around 9 p.m., I think it was around, to be honest, I don't remember the times, but in the evening, on Sunday evening, I watched TV with my husband. I was sitting on the sofa, we were laughing, we were watching something like a comedy on TV. And that's where I was set most of the day anyway, by the sofa. I don't know whether I was avoiding to walk or whatever, but that's where, I said, I've got 3 kids, by the way, they're all gone to bed. Then I suddenly said, I just suddenly started shivering. But I think this was about an hour after I had drank one of the antibiotics, I started shivering. And I told my husband, I'm really, really cold. It's like, what? I said, I'm really, really, really cold. So he went to the kitchen. By the time he came back into the lounge from the kitchen, I'd already gone upstairs and I had taken all all the blankets, all the duvets that I could think of. And I just put myself in, I put myself under the covers, under these blankets. And I was literally shivering and my teeth were now chattering and then straight away, he came and he said and touched my skin. It's like, you are boiling. So now me and my husband have started fighting now because he wants to take off the blankets and he's opening the window, he's taking off the blanket. And I'm saying, we started fighting. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm shivering. Please don't do that to me. Now I'm very, very confused. I start screaming. I start shouting. I'm saying, please, I don't want, from nowhere now, I'm very, 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 very confused. I said, oh no, I don't want to die. Please don't do this to me. I started screaming. I started shouting. So remember I said this was like COVID time. So we always had the thermometer, around us. He did the temperature and I think it was really, really high. It was really, really, I don't remember the numbers, but it was really, really high. And but I think he didn't want to even panic me more further. So he said, oh no, I have to call the ambulance right now. I have to call ambulance right now. And the lucky thing for us, we lived about 5 to 10 minutes away from the hospital. So he called the ambulance, and even the lady that he spoke to, I remember her being very, very rude, because when he called the ambulance, he was also confused as in what's going on. Because remember, an hour ago, we were watching a comedy, we were laughing, we were, even though, I wasn't 100%, but we were laughing. And the lady was like, oh, what do you mean I should bring the ambulance, to your house? Because you're not saying what's going on. And eventually, I think he had to exaggerate a little bit for the ambulance to come. But lucky for me, I don't know, should I say lucky for me or for him, whilst he was on the phone, I now started throwing up. Whilst he was on the phone with the lady, I started throwing up violently, something that you could hear from the phone. I started vomiting, and I started feeling like going to the toilet at the same time, like not just normal toilet, like diarrhea. So I was throwing up at the same time, having diarrhea at the same time. By the time the ambulance people came, two paramedics came, and one of the gentlemen, so they did the temperature straight away, and one of the gentlemen, I think, wanted to give me ibuprofen, and the other lady that he was with, like, no, she's pregnant, she cannot have ibuprofen. And I think they were quick, they were really good. They were, besides that, they were really, really good. They quickly did their checks, and they said, well done, you've backed the trip to the to the to the hospital. Remember, I was really like not in a good state. I was screaming, I don't want to die, I don't want to go to the hospital, I don't want to leave my kids, please don't take me there, I'm going to die. If you take me there, I'm not going to come back. I don't know where this was coming from. I don't know. All I know is I was screaming, I don't know where this was coming from, please don't take me there. If you take me there, I don't think I'm going to make it, I don't want to go there. So they were really, trying to accommodate, and very nice. By the time I went down the stairs, I think that both of them had to help me to go down the stairs into the ambulance, because now I would literally just walk and stop. Walk. I in my head I know I can walk, but the legs are not, are not cooperating. So the ambulance was right by the driveway, but it took us quite a while just to get me into the ambulance. During the day, I had my makeup on, I had my nice dress on, I had my makeup on. So facially, you may think, oh, this person, she looks okay. I think, she's okay. She can walk. And I thought I could walk. My head, I'm thinking, yes, I can walk. As soon as we got into ambulance, I threw up in the whole ambulance, and that was, bless them. They were really, really patient and very patient, very kind. And I remember the trip to the hospital being the longest trip that I've, ever. Some long trip, it took forever. And I kept asking them, are we there yet? Are we there yet? By the time I got to the hospital, I was struggling to